Hey, Jane, you'll be reading one of Ralph Waldo Emerson's best-known essays, Self-Reliance, and comparing it with his poems and other works. I think this essay has the potential to be quite meaningful for all of you,
Overview.
as young
As young
people who
people
probably
who
wonder about
probably
things
wonder
like
about
truth
things
and
like
where your lives
to
are
self,
going,
where you
all
are
sorts of
going,
profound
all sorts of
questions.
profound questions.
Knowing something
Knowing
about
something
Emerson's
about Emerson's
philosophies will help you
philosophy
when
will
you
help
read
you when you
Self-Reliance.
read
And
self-reliance. And
basically, one of the
basically,
main
one of the
beliefs that he
main
had
beliefs that
was
he
about
had
truth.
was about the tools.
Not that it's something that
Not
we can
that
be taught.
it's something we can
Emerson
be.
says it's found within ourselves.
Also said
So
it's
this
found
truth,
within ourselves.
the idea that
The
it's in each
idea
one
that
of
it
us,
is in one of them.
is one of the first points
One of
that
the
you'll see
first ones
Emerson
that
making in this essay.
this essay.
It's a bit
It's a
abstract,
bit
but he's very
abstract, but he's very
into each person
into
believing
each
his or
person
her own
his
thought,
or her soul.
believing in yourself, the
Believing
thought or
in yourself
conviction
is
that's
also
true for
a
you.
conviction that's true for you.
But actually,
But
he ties
actually,
that
she
in with a
ties that
sort of
in
universal truth,
universal
something that everyone
truths,
knows but
something
doesn't
everyone knows,
realize they know. Most of us aren't in touch with ourselves, in a way,
in a way.
so we just
So
aren't
we just
capable of recognizing
capable
profound
of
truths.
profound truths.
It takes geniuses, people like, say, Shakespeare, who are
Shakespeare,
unique
who
because when they
unique
have a glimpse
because
of
the
this
glimpse
truth,
of the truth.
this universal
This
truth,
universal
they pay
truth
attention
that
to
pay
it and
attention
express
to
it,
the
and don't
expresses
just
and don't
dismiss it like most
dismiss
people
it
do.
like most important.
So Emerson
So
is really
Emerson
into
has
each
really
individual
an
believing
individual
in and
recognized
trusting him
his
or
person and
herself.
him or herself.
You'll see that he
Yes,
writes
yes,
about,
right about,
well, first,
well,
conformity.
conformity.
He criticizes
He
the people of his
criticized
time for abandoning their own minds and their own wills for the sake of conformity and consistency.
in
They try to
consciousness
fit in
that
with
he
the
tried
rest
to
of the
fit the
world,
rest of the
even
world,
though it's at
even
odds
though
with
it's
their
odds
beliefs and
with
their
his
identities.
identities.
Therefore, it's best to be a
Therefore,
nonconformist, to do your own
to
thing, not
you
worrying about what other people think. That's an important
that's an
point.
important
He really
point. And he
drives this
relied
argument
on
home throughout the
this
essay.
argument throughout the
When
essay.
you're reading,
When
I
you were
want you to
reading,
think
I want
about
you
that
to
and why
think
that kind of
about
thought would be
that
relevant to
why
the readers of his time.
it will be
Remember,
relevant to
this is
the
1838.
remember,
Self-reliance was a
self-reliance
novel
was a
idea at
novel
the
idea
time,
at the
and
time.
United
The
States
United
citizens were
States
less
were
secure
less
about
secure
themselves as individuals and as
and
Americans.
Americans.
The country as a
The
whole was
country
trying
as
to
a
define
whole is
itself.
trying to define itself.
Emerson wanted to give
Emerson
people
wanted
something
to
to
give
really
us
think
something
about,
we think about,
help them find their own
help them
way,
find
and
their own way,
what
and
it meant to be
what
who they
it meant
were.
to be who they were.
So that's something
And
that I
that's
think
something
is
that
definitely
I
as
think
relevant
is very
today as it
relevant
was
today.
then. Probably, especially among young adults like
Especially when you're
yourselves.
like
College being a
college
time
being
to
a
sort
time
of
to sort of
really think
really think
about who
about
you are
who
and where
you
you're
are
going.
and where you're going.
Now, we already
Now,
said
we
that
also
Emerson
said
really
that Emerson
emphasized
really
nonconformity,
emphasized
right?
nonconformity, right?
As a way
As
to
a way
sort
to
of
sort of
not lose
not
your own
lose
self and
your self
identity in the
and
world,
identity in the
to have
world,
your own truth
to
and
have
not be
your own
afraid to
tools
listen
and
to
not
it.
to be afraid to listen
Well,
to
he
it.
takes it a
Well, he
step
takes this
further.
step further.
Not conforming
Not
also
conforming
means
also means
not conforming
not
with yourself
conforming with
or your
yourself or
past.
your past.
What does that
What
mean?
does that mean?
Well, if you've
Well,
always been a certain way
if
or done a
all
certain thing, but
that
it's
thing
not
that
working
what
for
is
you
important
anymore,
for you,
or you're not content,
or you're not
Emerson
content.
says
Emerson
that it'd
says
be
that
foolish
it's
to be
foolish
consistent
to be
even with
considered
our own
even with
past.
your own past.
Focus on the future,
Focus
he
on the future,
says.
he
That's what
says.
matters
That's what
more.
matters more.
Inconsistency is good.
Inconsistency is good.
He talks about a
He
ship's
talks about a
voyage,
ship's
and
voyage,
this is one
and
of the
this
most
is one
famous
of the
bits of
most
the
famous
essay.
bits of the essay.
How the best
How
voyage
the
is
best
made up
voyage
of
is made
zigzag
of
lines.
lines.
Up
Up
close, it
close,
seems a
it
little all
seems a
over the
little
place,
all over the
but from farther away,
place.
the
But
true
further
path
away, the
shows,
truth
and in the
shows,
end, it
and then
justifies all the
that's why
turns
all the
along the way.
turns on the way.
So
So
don't worry if you're
don't
not
worry if
sure
you're
where
not
you're
sure
headed
where
or what
you're
your
headed or
long-term goals
your
are.
goals
Stay
are.
true to
Stay
yourself,
true
and
to
it'll make
yourself
sense in
and
the end.
it makes sense in the end.
I mean, I can attest to that.
Yeah, I
Before I was a
noticed it.
literature professor, I was an accountant.
And the
Before that,
accountant,
I
before
was a
that, I
newspaper
was a
reporter.
newspaper reporter.
My life has
My
taken
life
some
is
pretty
taking
interesting
some pretty
turns, and here
interesting
I
turn
am,
on here.
very happy with my
Very happy.
experiences and where they've brought me.
And
If you rely on
if you
yourself
rely
and
on
trust your own
yourself and
talents, your
trust
own
your own
interests,
talents,
don't worry,
don't
your
worry,
path will make
your
sense
path
in the
will
end.
make sense in the end.
You look like you're in a hurry.
That's good.